sports.
We are Baltimore. We are Minnesota.
We've got baseball by the bay this weekend. The Twins making their first trip to San Francisco since 2011 for a weekend series here with the San Francisco Giants. Minnesota is 2 games above 500 for the first time this season. That's good for second in the AL Central, behind the Tigers by 5 games, while the Giants have played their way to the top of the National League West with a 3-game lead over the Rockies, just over a quarter of the way through the season. Welcome inside AT Park in a beautiful setting on the San Francisco Bay. I'm Jamie Hirsch. It's time now to set the stage for this 3-game weekend set between the Twins and the Giants. The Twins have made quite the turnaround these past couple of weeks. Their series sweep over the Padres marked the 4th straight series win for the club, and the Twins are now 8-3 in their last 11. But now they face a giant challenge. At 29-18, San Francisco has the best record in the National League, and combined great pitching with some timely hitting to jump out to a solid start to their season. That's pretty much the same recipe the Twins have used, with emphasis on pitching. They've gotten a quality start in 5 of their last 6 games, and it'll be up to Kyle Gibson to try to continue that here tonight. Still to come before first pitch between the Twins and the Giants. We'll check in at Baltimore studio with Tom Hanneman and Dak Morris. They'll have more on another tough test for Twins hitters tonight, going up against the Freak.
By Menards. Save big money on all your home improvement needs at Menards. And by Dodge. It's time for the Dodge Memorial Day event. Come in for great deals.
They've got a couple of really good baseball teams out here in the Bay Area. Tonight, the Twins open up an interleague series with the San Francisco Giants. And again tonight, Kyle Gibson finds himself opposing a former Cy Young Award winner. In fact, two-time Cy Young Award winner Tim Lincecum, his mound opponent here tonight. It's a beautiful night for baseball in the Bay Area, and we welcome you to AT&T Park. Dick and Bert with you for the series opener. Kyle Gibson's season couldn't have gotten off to a better start. 3 starts, 3 wins, and since then he's been kind of inconsistent.
Yeah, you just don't know what you're going to get out of Kyle. Now, he's coming off a very good outing in his last start against Seattle. 7 very good innings. In his 4 wins, an earned run average under 1. He's a sinker ball, slider type pitcher. When he has lost 3 losses, an earned run average at almost 14. Now, you know who your mound opponent is. He has 5 times this year now going to face Tim Lincecum tonight. Has faced R.A. Dickey, David Price, Zach Greinke, and Max Scherzer. Those numbers underneath are how they pitched against the Twins. And so far, Gibson is 1-3 against those 4 Cy Young Award winners.
Well, this is an even-numbered year. That means the Giants are really, really good. In fact, they've got the best record in the National League. And when you think of the successful Giants teams in recent memory, you think of great pitching, but they've also got some guys who can swing the bats.
Yeah, they went out and signed free agent Michael Morse, who last year was with the Mariners and the Orioles, leading the Giants with 10 home runs to all parts of the field. And then you think about, well, the Giants, what they are all about. Back in 2012, when they won the World Series, they had an MVP, a guy that won the batting title that year, Buster Posey. Normally behind the plate, but he's going to be at first base here tonight. And then in 2012, they went out and got a right fielder, Hunter Pence. This guy, awkward swing, but boy, he can hit. Hits the ball all over the place, very quick on the bases, and an outstanding right fielder.
This is a spectacular ballpark. We've got great weather coming up this weekend, so we know we'll have a scenic weekend of baseball. We're hoping it's going to be a good weekend of baseball as well. The Twins have a winning record. So, too, do the San Francisco Giants. Game 1 is coming up in a moment.
west of here. Beautiful area. We've got great weather this weekend. And another sellout here at AT Park.
As sold out here, it's going to be 269 straight regular season sellouts here at AT&T Park.
And Ron Gardenhire used to play here in San Francisco at Candlestick Park. And
that was a cold place.
Yes. Here's the Menards batting order for the series opener. Brian Dozier in the leadoff spot. He'll be followed by Joe Mauer, Trevor Plouffe, Chris Parmelee, Kurt Suzuki, Jason Kubel, Eduardo Escobar, Aaron Hicks, and Kyle Gibson.
And on the mound for the Giants, it'll be Tim Lincecum, making his 10th start of the year. Two-time National League Cy Young Award winner back in 2008 and 9. He's been pitching better as of late. His first 2 starts of the year were ugly, but after that, his last 7 starts, very consistent.
And Dozier cracks the first pitch to the left field corner and deep. Off the very top of the wall, and Dozier digs for second with a double. He missed a home run by inches.
Well, Brian leads the club with 12 home runs. Already this time he has led off a ball game with 3 home runs. Here jumping on that first fastball, came riding in on Brian, and he opened up quickly, lined it off the wall in left field. That's 339 down that line. Morse gets it back in, so a leadoff double.
Dozier at second, and now Joe Mauer. And Mauer takes down and away. I beg your pardon, a delayed strike call from Angel Campos.
Yeah, Lincecum making his second career start against the Twins. He worked against the Twins back in 2011 when the Twins were here. He worked 7 shutout innings, only gave up 3 hits, a couple walks, 12 strikeouts in that ball game.
1-1. Twins winning both games in San Diego. They've won 4 series in a row and would like to continue that streak here in San Francisco. Dozier jumps early for third, and he'll be hung out to dry. Tagged out by the shortstop, Brandon Crawford.
Well, when Lincecum did, he looked back a couple times, and Dozier took the chance that he would not look back, and Lincecum did. Stepped off the back of the rubber, and then threw to third, and then Dozier gets tagged out by Crawford.
So just like that, 1 away, and 1-1 the count to Mauer. Checked his swing, 2-1.
Lincecum has 5 pitches. Good moving fastball, 4-seamer, 2-seamer, good curveball. Say he's doing a better job of getting that curveball over. Nasty slider and a changeup.
Lifted to left. Morse there for the catch, 2 away. Northland Ford defense for the San Francisco Giants. Michael Morse is out in left field. Angel Pagan out in center, and Hunter Pence in right. Pablo Sandoval, Brandon Crawford, Brandon Hicks, and Brandon Belt is out of the lineup, and so Buster Posey gets the start at first base with Hector Sanchez behind the plate. 2 down. Here's Trevor Plouffe. And a first pitch strike. There's Posey, who has played a little bit at first base, and of course there are those who think that eventually the Giants will do with Posey what the Twins have done with Joe Mauer.
Well, with Brandon Belt out with a broken left thumb, that opens up first base a little bit, and you know they want to keep Posey's bat in the lineup as much as they can. He'll probably catch some maybe tomorrow or Sunday, but this way he keeps his bat in the lineup.
2-1. Bruce Bochy said they're years away. They hope from even seriously considering moving Posey out from behind the plate. He just gets the start there tonight. 2-1 to Trevor Plouffe. And now 3-1 with Chris Parmelee on deck. A lot of native Californians in this Twins lineup, including Plouffe and Parmelee. There are 9 native Californians on this 25-man Twins roster. 3-1. And Trevor takes a walk. On the very first pitch of the game, Brian Dozier appeared to come within inches, maybe a foot, of hitting a leadoff home run on the game's first pitch. Plouffe at first, Parmelee at the plate. Just a .231 batting average, but some productive at bats. The 3 home runs, a big sacrifice fly. Up and away, ball 1, and now Sanchez will go have a chat with Lincecum.
Let's take a look at the Mall of America scouting report on Tim Lincecum. His father pretty much helped him develop his delivery, and as the game goes on, and we'll show a little bit more of that delivery. He has not missed a start since 2007 when he came up in his rookie season and called the freak. He used to have longer hair. I'm going to cut that down a little bit. There's a good curveball right there.
Called the freak because there's hardly anything to him physically. Yet when he won the Cy Young Award, he was a power pitcher. 1-1 to Parmelee. And Sanchez trying to see how wide that outside corner is here tonight. 2-1.
Well, they see the shift right there on Parmelee.
Outfield playing him straight up, but an exaggerated shift with Hicks in short right field. For Lincecum, 6 straight years of 10 or more wins. Last couple of years, though, just 10 wins. Parmelee fouls it back, 2-2. Campos behind the plate. Jerry Meals is at first, Paul Emmel at second, and Chris Conroy at third. Two and two. The Twins right fielder.
Lincecum a strikeout pitcher.
And now 3-2. 15 pitches for Lincecum. He's retired just 1 batter. First out was Dozier being picked off, and Mauer hit a fly ball to left. Now a walk followed by a 3-2 count to Parmelee. Takes off and a called third strike. Parmelee thought it was up. Home plate umpire thought otherwise, and Lincecum pitches a scoreless first inning. Double. Twins don't score, though, in the first inning. Bruce Bochy's team won the World Series in 2010, in 2012, and now in 2014. They've got the best record in the National League. And here is the Menard batting order for the Giants tonight. Pagan leading things off. Hunter Pence batting second. Buster Posey, then Pablo Sandoval, Michael Morris, Hector Sanchez, Brandon Crawford, Brandon Hicks, and then the pitcher Tim Lincecum.
And Kyle Gibson making his 9th start, his first career start against the Giants, his second interleague start. He lost to the Dodgers in Minnesota back in late April. Looking to improve a little bit better on the road. 5 road starts. This will be his 5th road start. He's 1-2 with an ERA over 7.
First man he'll face, Angel Pagan, then Hunter Pence and Buster Posey. And a strike at the knees.
Gibson, a slider, fastball, sinker type pitcher. Keep the ball down. If he's on, he'll get a lot of ground ball outs.
Slapped down the left field line and a fair ball into the corner. And the Giants will start their first inning with a double. Pagan at second with nobody out.
Pagan with his 11th double of the year. Ball down, just slashes it the other way, right down that left field line.
Nice job by the cop in the left field corner getting out of the way of that. Here's Hunter Pence, a 9-game hitting streak coming into this series. Strike over the inside corner. Just a handful of pitches, but it looks like the home plate umpire has a generous strike zone.
Nothing wrong with that. Pence, a 2-time All-Star when he was with the Astros back in 2009 and 2011. Been swinging a hot bat, had open stance. Guy that never stops moving in the batter's box.
That ball gets by Suzuki. Pagan didn't get a quick start, and now he'll try to advance, and does, and Plouffe ends up backhanding a low throw. Pagan didn't get a good look at the ball that had gotten by Suzuki onto the grass, and for the longest time he just stood there.
Well, sometimes it's hard as a runner at second base, see exactly how far that ball is behind the catcher. Suzuki one-hops Plouffe. Pagan gets over to third on a wild pitch. Charge to Gibson. His 4th wild pitch of the year.
1-1 to Pence. Twins playing the infield back. Missing inside, 2-1. Chopped foul, 2-2. This year there's been a huge gap in Gibson's splits between the success left-handers have had against him, hitting just under 300, and right-handers hitting under 200. Now, why would that be?
He throws that sinker down and into right-handers, and then the nasty slider. For left-handers, he kind of has left the ball up a little bit.
There's a chopper to third.
There's a slider right there.
Plouffe nearly waited too long. They just barely got Pence, who wants a replay. Plouffe looked the runner back to third and threw perhaps too late. We'll see.
And a little hesitation right there. And Pence, like I said, he's full of hustle down that line. Bruce Bochy, in his 8th season as manager here in San Francisco, will come out and challenge this. And Pence pretty sure that he was safe. Jerry Meals, a crew chief, will be walking over toward the first base dugout to take a look.
Safe. I think he's safe. Yep. So a little hesitation by Plouffe will cost the Twins an out in all likelihood. And this is maybe the shortest review. Safe at first. Yep. Pence will get credit for a hit. And there will be a lesson learned by Trevor Plouffe. Just a split second hesitation. And that's all it took for Pence hustling down the line to beat it out.
Yep. I mean, clearly you saw it, and that's why it didn't take the umpires too long to call it an infield base hit for Pence.
Now another right-handed batter, really good one, Buster Posey, to the plate. And Gibson will hope to get another ground ball hit at somebody. Again, the infield playing back, middle infielders playing up a little bit, and their hopes of getting a double play grounder. Dug out by Suzuki. Ball one. When Gibson's had poor starts, I mean, it started early. He's had some very rough early innings. 2 starts ago against the Tigers, he lasted just 2 innings and gave up 6 earned runs.
Had another start in Tampa where he gave up 7 runs in 3 innings.
Plouffe backhands it again. He'll freeze the runner out there. Now the throw to saying safe at second. And the runner is hung up between third and home. There's an out. And now the Twins may appeal. Ask for a replay at second base. Dozier's looking into the Twins dugout. The second base umpire, Paul Emmel, said the runner was safe at second.
See if they challenge it right here, but Plouffe again hesitated, made sure that Pagan stayed there.
Yeah, it looked like his foot was off.
Dozier kind of had full intention of throwing home, and now the rundown. Pagan gets tagged out, but Pence hustling over to third.
Now here comes Ron Gardenhire, because this is the middle infield play that has also been under scrutiny this year. What umpires are told to do, the neighborhood play, is now that brief chat with Paul Emmel, even briefer than I thought it was going to be. His foot was clearly off, but we see it all the time in conventional double plays. And what umpires are told to do, if the throw itself pulls the fielder off the bag, right, and that appeared to be the case here.
See, if that throw was over the bag, then they probably will call him out. But that throw definitely saw Dozier have to go on the infield side to get that ball.
Well, it's been an odd bottom of the inning, and here's Sandoval. High and deep to right. To nothing, San Francisco.
Sandoval hitting his 5th home run of the year. Only the 2nd home run that Gibson has allowed, and the other home run was to Miguel Cabrera, which was a 3-run home run. Jumping on that first fastball pretty much right there.
So a quick start for the Giants. They lead Gibson and the Twins 3-0. Here's Michael Morse. Down and away, ball 1. The left-handed batters are 2 for 2 with 2 extra base hits. Pence was given credit for a hit, but he in essence grounded out to Plouffe. Posey hit a ground ball to Plouffe. The right-handed batters have hit it on the ground to the left side, and the left-handed hitters have a couple of extra base hits. 2-0 to Michael Morse. And now a strike. No Giant batter has ever faced Kyle Gibson. foul on a sinking fastball.
See, that's that running fastball in on righties, and then the slider away, where lefties, he has a tough time getting that ball in like he did to Sandoval. He was going to go inside, but the ball left out over the plate, and that's how he got hurt. Suzuki again sitting inside.
Another grounder pulled to the left side.
That's why left-handers are hitting 297. Right-handers only 194 off of Gibson.
Gibson has a good changeup, though, too. And you would think that might be a pitch that he could use effectively to left-handers. Swing and a miss on the breaking pitch. 2 down.
And there's a hard slider. So Gibson picks up a strikeout.
Northland Ford defense for the Twins. An outfield of Kubel, Hicks, and Arnold. An infield of Plouffe, Escobar, Dozier, and Mauer, and Suzuki back behind the plate. 2 down, and Hector Sanchez comes to the plate.
Sanchez, the backup catcher here for the last 4 seasons. A switch hitting catcher. Hitting .259 as a left-handed catcher. 2 of his both home runs coming from the left side of the plate.
Waves at strike 1. Yeah, and Bruce Bochy saying this afternoon that, hey, he's trying to get opportunities to get Sanchez into the game. That's one of the reasons he put Posey at first, because Sanchez swinging the bat well. One and one. There's Bruce Bochy, former Padre manager. And then he came up here and won a couple of World Series.
Yeah, this is his 20th season as a major league manager.
That foul.
Sanchez, just 24 years old, out of Venezuela, signed as a free agent back in 2006.
Dozier gathers the first hop, throws to first to get it out. The 3rd out of the inning, but the Giants get a big fly from Sandoval to make it 3-0.
Giants up early here at AT Park. This is a beautiful ballpark in San Francisco, and there are a lot of very cool features. We're going to highlight a few throughout this weekend series. The first one being this giant glove here behind me. It's a classic old school style with a 4 fingers look, and it's been here since the park opened back in 2000. It's 26 feet tall, 32 feet wide, and 12 feet deep. It weighs 20,000 pounds. Guys, this is one glove that will not be an out if a ball hits it. Instead, it'll be a 500-plus foot home run. That would sure be something.
That would be something to see. Hopefully a Twin will do it.
Well, here's Kurt Suzuki, first Twin batter of the 2nd inning, and he takes a strike. It'll be Suzuki Kubel and Escobar facing Tim Lincecum. Staked now to a 3-0 lead. But there is this. Lincecum over time has given up more hits, more base runners than in other years. Right now, giving up an opponent batting average of 302 coming into the game today. That pitch missed someplace. 1-1.
Yeah, left-handers are hitting 326 off of Lincecum. Right-handers 283. He's given up 7 home runs, 6 of them to right-handed hitters.
1-1. And Suzuki takes ball 2.
Last time the Twins saw Lincecum again back in 2011, he defeated the Twins 2-1. A win over Brian Dunsing. That's when Dunsing was in a rotation. 7 shutout innings for Lincecum in that ball game.
2-1. Hit high and fairly deep to center, but Pagan has it measured. 1 down. And that'll get us to Jason Kubel.
A lot of room in the gaps here. 382 to left center, straightaway center 399, 421 to the deepest part of the field here at AT&T Park.
Tough right field to play because of the different angles and nooks and crannies, and during early batting practice the Twins outfielders, those who might see some time in right field, spend a little time out there trying to figure out where the ball might carry them. Kubel takes ball 1. Kubel's batting average descending into the 250s.
And now he is one of 3 batters in a lineup that has faced Lincecum before. He's 2 for 5 with a double and a triple.
Down and in. 2-0. As they did Parmelee, the Giants shift Kubel in the infield to play him straight up in the outfield. Foul back. 2-1. Just off the plate. 3-1. Lincecum walked Plouffe in the first inning. Now it's 3-1 to Kubel. He had a 3-2 count with Parmelee before getting a high strike called.
We'll take a look at this changeup right here. This floats outside.
And a walk to Kubel. Don't think that we've seen Lincecum particularly sharp so far here tonight. Attention nonprofit organizations, if you're looking for a unique way to raise money in a creative and fun way, come to Target Field for a Twins game. Learn how hundreds of organizations are already using Twins group outings to raise money for their 501c3. Find out more by calling 800-33-TWINS. Ask about fundraising with your group outing at Target Field.
Over Lincecum's career, he's averaged about 3.5 walks per 9 innings, but it's his strikeouts, over almost 10 strikeouts per 9 innings.
Missing low, ball 1. Well, here he is with 26 pitches thrown and only 10 strikes. First pitch he threw got whacked off the left field fence. 2 walks registered and another one that might have been in the Parmelee plate appearance. There's the outside corner, 1-1. A bit of a smirk by Escobar, who might have thought that ball was outside. A lot of them look outside from where I'm sitting. That pitch is up, 2-1. So if a guy doesn't have the great command that won him a couple of Cy Young awards, even with a 3-0 lead after 1 inning, you got to feel like mistakes can be made, and the Twins hope to capitalize on them.
Well, if he keeps in counts like this, he should be a hitter's pitch to hit.
3-1.
Another high pitch.
And Lincecum wants a different baseball. 29 pitches, 11 strikes. Back-to-back walks with one out in the second. Pablo Sandoval coming into the mound. And here comes Dave Righetti, the pitching coach. This is not vintage Tim Lincecum.
Well, as April 5 starts for Lincecum, he was 1-1, an ERA at almost 6. But the last 4 starts in May, a little bit better, 2-2, 2 wins, 2 losses, 3.42 ERA.
Big at bat for Hicks, not just because he represents the tying run. There's a quick trip to the mound with the principals involved. Not just because the Twins now have the tying run at the plate, it's also because of who's hitting behind Hicks. Kyle Gibson, who all but admitted he's going to be an automatic out here tonight.
Means he's going to get 3 hits.
Well, he's grabbing the right end of the bat. That's a good start. The Twins would like to get an extra base hit here and jump right back in the game. Hicks takes in the dirt. Ball 1. It's blocked by the catcher, Sanchez. That ball gets away, and all it would take would be a single to get the Twins a couple of runs. Hicks, a patient hitter, sometimes to a fault. Chops it foul, 1-1. One and one. $20 hits for Hicks, 4 doubles and a home run. Off-speed pitch again, missing, down and away. Dozier hoping for another chance this inning. That pitch looked like it was 6 inches outside.
One thing Campos is doing, the home plate umpire is giving the outer half of that plate.
Well, he's helping out a pitcher who's having a hard time throwing it over the plate. 2-2 to Aaron Hicks. Off-speed pitch, caught the corner.
That's a big curveball there.
And now Kyle Gibson talking about his first at bat in a long time.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm a little nervous, more just because, one, I don't know who I'm facing, so I'm not really sure what the velocity is going to be like. But I don't think I've ever seen 90, probably 2 or 3 miles an hour ever, even back in high school. So, the hardest guy I probably faced was Tommy Hunter, his senior year. I mean, he was probably low to mid-90s, but that's a long time ago. So, yeah, I mean, I'm a little bit nervous, but at the same time, I kind of understand that, I'm probably going to be an out. So really just up there trying to make him throw at least 3 pitches and, do like Kevin did that his first at bat and make him work a little bit and, get some laughs and high fives, I guess, when you foul the ball off.
First pitch over for a strike.
It's not a good attitude to have if you're going to make an out.
No, 1-1.
I was very fortunate over my career. Jim Perry, Jim Cott, they were very good hitting pitchers. With the Pirates, I had some good pitchers on the staff. There's a good curveball right there. Jim Rooker comes to mind. Don Robinson. John Candelario's a good hitter. You notice that I've mentioned other guys other than me.
1-2.
Rick Rhoden was really good.
Swing and a miss ends the inning. A wobbly Tim Lincecum comes off the mound with a 3-0 lead. AT Park, and that brings to mind that it's now time for you to tweet a photo using hashtag NorthFanPhoto, and a chance to have it shown in an upcoming game broadcast brought to you by AT&T. Now, there might be the misperception out there that the picture has to be of you, and instead it can be of someone, or maybe some people that you really admire, people maybe that you are really thrilled to work with, loved ones perhaps. It doesn't have to be a selfie. You can take pictures of other people and submit it.
That's right. Think about it, folks.
Here's Brandon Crawford. We got two Brandons coming up, and then the pitcher Tim Lincecum. Fly ball center. And Crawford is down on one pitch. And that'll bring up Brandon Hicks, the second baseman. Hicks not hitting much, just 195, 7 home runs, though 18 runs batted in.
Yeah, Marco Scudero was the second baseman, but he's out with a lower back strain. So Hicks getting the opportunity.
Strike one.
Hicks has had time with the Atlanta Braves, the Oakland A's, and now in his first season with the Giants.
Open in, swing and a miss, 2 strikes. Dug out by Suzuki.
Gibson making his 19th major league start, 6 wins, 7 losses so far, 96 innings pitched coming into this ball game.
Gibson gets a strikeout, 4 in a row, set down after the Sandoval home run.
Picks up his second strikeout.
Our Carsoup.com trivia question. With Lincecum, we better hurry up and give it because sometimes his at-bats don't last very long either. Who's the only National League pitcher to win back-to-back Cy Young awards with 2 different teams? Well, that would mean either through free agency or trade. A guy won a Cy Young award and pitched for somebody else the next year. Lincecum, liner over the on-deck circle.
Well, Lincecum 0 for 9 with 9 strikeouts.
0 for 11. Give him a,
Excuse me, 0 for 11.
He's put the ball in play twice this year.
Okay.
1-1.
Make it a third time.
No, not yet. Dozier throws him out. No base hit with Lincecum bouncing it over the mound. Nice play by Dozier, and Gibson has a 1-2-3 second inning. is presented by Century Link, your link to what's next. By Northland Ford. Visit northlandford.com and your local Northland Ford dealers today. And by Grand Casino. The best stories start here. Beautiful Bay Area with the Twins and Giants opening up a 3-game series. I want you to, as quickly as you can, tell our viewers what happened here during the inning break up in the booth.
No, I'm not going to embarrass P.I.
Well,
he kind of messed up with his California math.
But I'm not trying to insult him.
Where's P.I. from? California.
I'm not trying to insult him at all. I'm suggesting that you.
I actually helped.
That's a stats guy.
Yeah.
And he does a great job, but.
I don't know about that. I've been helping him. Been helping him add, and that's not very good.
1-0 to Brian Dozier, squaring to bunt, taking a strike. Dozier hit a liner on the first pitch of the game off the top of the fence in left field for a double, and then left a little too early trying to steal third, and was caught stealing. 1-1. 2 for 2 for Brian Dozier.
Well, not only offensively, Dozier getting that average back up and getting up to about 260 now, but to end the inning off the bat of Lincecum going up the middle. Dozier making a very nice defensive play.
So a leadoff single for Dozier after a leadoff double in the first, and now Mauer, who ended up hitting a fly ball to left. That's where Lincecum got strike one on Mauer in the first inning. Ball one. Had a couple of minutes with Hall of Famer Willie McCovey before the game today, and talking about the Twins, McCovey says, "Hey, your second baseman's really good, isn't he?" And I said, "Yes, he is." Mr. McCovey very well aware of Brian Dozier's play in the field, and if he needed any more convincing, Dozier with a double and a single already in the game tonight.
Very nice man. I asked Willie if he's heading over to the Hall of Fame this year, and he said he hopes he can. Hope to see him in Cooperstown.
1-0 to Mauer. 2-0. So far, Lincecum has faced 10 batters. He has retired 5 of them, walked 3 of them, and been behind just about everybody all night long.
Yeah, 44 pitches, only 19 strikes.
Two-0. Mauer drives one to the gap in right center field. Pence is not going to get it. It's going to go to the deepest part of the park. Mauer has 2. He'll try for one more. Dozier's going to score. It's a 3-1 game. This ballpark yields a lot of triples in part because of its dimensions. 421 to right center, right where Mauer rifled that base hit.
Well, you keep falling behind in the count like Lincecum has been. You have to come in, and Mauer pulling that ball. And there's that 421 mark right behind Pence where he has to go chase it. And by the time he can get it back in, Dozier scores, and Mauer picks up his 14th RBI on his first triple.
Nobody out. Plouffe at the plate. He walked his first time up. And Plouffe takes low, ball 1. And Lincecum asking home plate umpire Campos, where was it? Was it low? Infield back. Giants playing with now a 2-run lead. Plouffe takes inside 2-0. And Lincecum with a curious look after that pitch. And I think as a pitcher, that must have been something that drove you nuts. Take a look at the last 2. And they're both right where Lincecum is targeting his pitches. A home plate umpire that's inconsistent.
Right. If he's going to give you 3 or 4 inches outside, you would think he'd call the one over the plate.
2-1 to Plouffe. Hit a big, long home run in San Diego on Wednesday night. Chops it to third. Now Mauer's frozen, and Sandoval fires across, and Blue fails to bring Mauer in from third. And that'll bring up Parmalee. Twins need to get Mauer in here and get at least 2 out of this inning. Lincecum pauses to tie his shoe. Parmalee was called out on strikes, a pitch that even before looking at it on video, Chris thought it was a pitch high, should have been ball 4, but it was not called that way. Parmalee takes inside with Sanchez set up outside and off the plate. Lincecum missed inside off the plate.
They're giving you an RBI right here. All Chris has to do worse is just hit a ground ball towards second.
2-0. So another hitter's count. Strike, 2-1. Tampa right side. It'll score a run from short right field. Parmalee is thrown out. He's driven in Mauer from third, and it's a 3-2 ball game.
Yeah, I said that's all you need right there. Just a ground ball to second to where Hicks was playing. So it's a 3-2 ball game as Mauer scores. Parmalee picks up his 7th RBI.
Base is empty now for Kurt Suzuki. Homecoming of sorts for Suzuki, who spent most of his career across the bay playing for the Oakland A's. Fastball inside. And because of that, Suzuki with 21 at bats against Lincecum. Popped up center field. Pagan started back, now comes in. A single and a triple to start the inning. Both runners come around to score, and it's 3-2.
Caught up. Sandoval against Kyle Gibson. Hit a 3-run home run in the bottom of the first inning, giving the Giants a early 3-0 lead. Twins come back with a triple by Joe Mauer. That scored Brian Dozier, who had singled. And then Mauer scored on Parmalee's infield out.
It'll be Pagan, Pence, and Posey in a 1-run game. Pagan doubled in the first inning. Another one hit to the left field corner. Kubel over, and he can't get there. It'll be another extra base hit for Pagan. This time he wants a triple, and he'll have it. A double early in the at-bat in the first inning, and a first pitch triple here in the third.
That jumped on that first pitch from Kyle Gibson, and that ball kept slicing away from Kubel. Looked like he was going to hold up for a second and then decided to dive for this ball, and he came up a bit short. Ball getting underneath his glove, rolling into the corner, and Pagan and his speed hits his first triple of the year.
Hunter Pence at the plate. Had the same situation in the first inning. Gibson got him to hit a ground ball to Plouffe, who hesitated, looking the runner at third back, and then threw late across the diamond. Eventually, Sandoval hit a 3-run home run when it should have been a 2-run home run. Now 1-0. Infield back for the Twins, and now 2-0 to Pence. Chop foul. Aggressive swing by Pence. He does everything aggressively.
Very fidgety.
2-1.
Something always moving.
Number up the line foul. He pretty much swallows up the whole right-handed batter's box with his wide stance. He's got his right foot on the back line, and it's a slightly open stance, and his left foot is almost in the upper left-hand corner of the batter's box. Two and two. Gibson, who got a strikeout of Brandon Hicks in the second, would love to get one here. Pop-up would accomplish the same thing.
Gibson and Suzuki have been busting him hard in with that fastball. Gibson with a couple strikeouts.
There you see his stance.
See if he'll chase that slider. Good block by Suzuki.
Same pitch that Gibson threw in Pence's at bat in the first inning. That got away from Suzuki and allowed Pagan to go from second to third. Big pitch here early in the ball game for Gibson. Down just a run. Full count. Camper to short. The run will score, and Escobar kicks it. Twins have not played sharply in the field. That first inning was a defensive mess, and now Escobar committing an error. Still nobody out. Pence will get credit for an RBI. He'll reach on an error charge to Escobar.
Well, the ball wasn't hit very sharply, and Escobar was playing a deep short. And again, we saw Pence beat out that infield base hit when Plouffe hesitated. He's trying to play the short hop right here, and the ball came up and kind of rattled around his glove, fell out, and Pence on with first. Pence will get an RBI, his 17th of the year, but he's on first because of the error of Escobar, his second of the year.
And now Posey. Low, ball one. Posey hit a ground ball to Plouffe in the first inning, and Trevor fired off the pulling a Dozier off the second base bag. The Twins ended up getting an out on the play. But with a better throw to second base, they might have had a recreation of that infamous double play in the final home game of 1987 when you were pitching against the Kansas City Royals.
Gaetti to Newman to Laudner.
Getting Willie Wilson, who at the time still was one of the fastest runners in the American League, trying to score from third on what looked to be a conventional double play grounder. The significance of it, though, wasn't so much what happened in that first inning, but it came on the heels of a lopsided loss Friday night to Kansas City, a lopsided loss Saturday night to Kansas City, and Sunday's game was a very important one in that double play. Very memorable.
Well, I think everybody in the house that night thought it was going to be a double play. I thought it was going to be a double play, and Wilson scores, no big deal. I'm down 1-0. Instead, Newmy out of nowhere threw home, right through my forehead. Made a perfect throw to Lodge. Lodge tagged out Wilson, who I think he thought, oh, double play, I'm going to score easily. He wasn't running extremely hard.
Down and away now, 3-1, and now Gibson a little wobbly with his control. It retired 5 in a row before the first pitch triple here in the third. Sandoval on deck. Runner goes and the pitch walloped to the corner, but it'll hit foul. 3-2. Pence taking off on the pitch. He might take off on this 3-2 pitch as well.
Posey just 27 years old. National League MVP in 2012. Came into the season a .310 career hitter.
Bob over to first.
Been 2 stolen base attempts against Gibson. 2 successful. 1 has been caught.
Pence, pitch dribbled up the line, foul. This battery, Gibson and Suzuki, the only battery combination to have a catcher throw out a stolen base attempt. And it was over a month ago. The other caught stealing for the other guys was a pickoff attempt. So without a pickoff, opponents are 22 of 23 in steal attempts. Pence goes and a bouncer to third. Bluth fires across. And that's the first out of the inning, and Pence goes to second.
Yeah, with Pence taken off, he moves to second as Posey grounds out.
This Memorial Day, Fox Sports 1's 10 Days of Thunder concludes with a special salute to the troops. First, the Army's elite battle each other and push themselves to the limit in the best Ranger competition, and then it's Fox Fight Night Live from Fort Bliss, Texas, as Rene Alvarado defends his title against Rocky Juarez. It's all Monday beginning at 7, only on Fox Sports 1. Pablo Sandoval teed off on the first pitch from Kyle Gibson, hit a 3-run home run.
Jumped on that first fastball. He throws him a slider. Sandoval swings through it.
Dug out nicely by Suzuki. 1 strike. Sandoval had a brother in the Twins organization, Michael, released by the Twins in 2008. Another off-speed pitch spun over the screen. Didn't take long for this to get out.
Oh, it did not. Jumped on that fastball that was right there. And a 3-0 early lead for the Giants.
Two strikes, Gibson to Sandoval. Popped up, backing out of play. Giants have hit for the cycle against Gibson in the early going here. Pagan with a double and a triple. Pence with a single. Sandoval the home run. Already starting to bundle up here at AT&T Park. Hit hard to center. Hicks back and over on the warning track, makes the catch. And Pence scampers back to second. 2 down. Twins season ticket holders enjoy 10% off concessions and merchandise at Target Field all season long. 2014 season tickets remain available for what's shaping up to be an exciting summer at Target Field. Call 800-33-TWINS or visit twinsbaseball.com. You still got time to join the Twins season ticket family. Twins have some short homestands coming up. Should be fun homestands. The Texas Rangers in for 4, then it's back on the road. Milwaukee and Houston make up a 5-game homestand, and then it's back on the road. And then the White Sox in for 4, then it's back on the road. About the Texas Rangers, my goodness.
Hey, how many on the disabled
15,
list now?
17 players on the disabled list,
wow,
including Prince Fielder, who's going to have season-ending neck surgery. Jurickson Profar is going to be out for a couple of months now, it looks like.
Yeah, re-aggravated that shoulder injury.
One and 0 to Michael Morse. Went down swinging his first time up. Swing and a miss, 1-1.
Unlike Lincecum, Gibson throwing strikes, 48 pitches, 33 strikes.
Fly ball right center field, and now Hicks will try the other gap. And he ends the inning. A leadoff triple in the third, another Giant run. It's 4-2. Tim Lincecum, just 10 wins last year, but one of them very memorable.
And guess who against? The San Diego Padres.
Didn't get a no-hitter in either of his Cy Young years, but he got one last year. The middle of July.
Lincecum making his 230th Major League start here tonight. 9 complete games, 6 shutouts.
Posey had an equipment issue, flexing his glove. Might have busted a lace on his first baseman's mitt.
Posey caught that no-hitter.
Here's Kubel to start the Twins' fourth. Strike one. Kubel walked his first time up. Well, 1-1. Twins would like to see more pop from Jason. Just one home run in spring training and one in the regular season. Two and 0, or 2-1 rather. It's possible that in the near future, not one but two outfielders will be joining this Twins team. Sharp ground ball hit at shortstop Crawford, who throws him out. One down. Oswaldo Arcia and Josh Willingham both making strides toward a return. Won't happen while we're out here on the West Coast, but one or both guys might be up at some point during the homestand. One down. That'll bring up Escobar, who also walked his first time up. Can't blame Sanchez. He's gotten some strikes called 6 inches off the plate. He set up his target about 12 inches off the plate.
Now sitting inside.
Well, it looked like it had the plate, but it wasn't near the catcher's target, so it's ball 2. Three and 0 with Hicks on deck.
Definitely fighting his control tonight, Tim Lincecum. There's a strike.
3-1. And he walks Escobar for the second time tonight. And that'll get Hicks to the plate. Escobar came into the game with just 4 walks, and he's picked up 2 more here tonight. Now you see Sanford Health injury report. A tough series in Colorado for the Giant pitching staff. Matt Cain left after the 3rd inning. And Bruce Bochy before the game today was encouraged that Cain will be able to rejoin the rotation soon. Not so for Santiago Casilla. There's a strike on the outside corner, who was told not to even swing at a pitch. He's a setup guy. He got an at bat at Coors Field. They said don't even swing. He put the ball in play, tried to beat it out, and pulled a hamstring.
Pulled a hammy
as he got to first base. 1 strike to Hicks. And now a ball. Talking with some of the people who follow the Giants, they were saying, you know, it happens to them all the time when they go to Colorado, that they lose a player or two, and some speculate that it's the altitude that contributes to things like that. I don't know how to prove it or disprove it. But the Twins will find out in a few weeks when they go to Coors Field to take on the Rockies right before the All-Star break. 1-1 to Hicks. 2-1. Hicks ended up being called out on strikes his first time up. Could get something good to hit here if Lincecum can throw it over the plate. Checked his swing. 3-1 with Gibson on deck. You know what the Twins had in San Diego with these pitchers coming up, they never had a bunting situation. That's what I was getting around to in the 2nd inning with a couple of 1-out walks and Hicks at the plate. If he could just get on base and maybe get Gibson up with an open base out there. You could at least ask the pitcher to drop down a bunt. My goodness. And Escobar's going to round second and go to third, and he will reach alertly. And Hicks doesn't have anybody at first base. He's playing it halfway to second. A wild pitch on ball 4. And now Gibson will come up even with one out and an open base, being asked to bunt now. You can see the catcher Sanchez really got bitten by that pitch in the dirt. And a wild pitch allowing Escobar to go to third. Well, we found out Kyle Gibson not real comfortable swinging the bat. We'll see if he can get a bunt down. Now they're going to take a look at Sanchez here because he really got dinged with that pitch in the dirt. I don't know if it got him in the bare hand, and that's the area they're looking at. Yep. Bruce Bochy, former catcher.
Yeah, Lincecum not even close with that pitch. Landed way in front of home plate. 5 walks for Lincecum in this ballgame.
2 consecutively here with 1 out in the 4th. Gibson in all likelihood will be asked to bunt just to get Hicks into scoring position for Dozier.
See where this ball lands in front of home plate and then comes up and gets the right hand. Ouch. Sanchez.
And Gibson swings away. The play is at the plate, and Escobar is tagged out. Well, the contact play was on, and Gibson made contact. A one-hopper to Sandoval. And Escobar out at home.
Bad decision right there by Escobar. He has no reason to take off right there. The ball is right in front of him. Bad base running.
Well, now the Twins will need an extra base hit to get the game tied up. Did you think Gibson was going to bunt? First and third?
Whether he bunts or I didn't think he was going to bunt.
Okay. Here's Dozier, a double and a single already in the ball game, and it might take a triple or more to tie the game up. In the dirt again.
Got to realize too, last time Gibson swung a bat was in high school, so the bunt, I mean, go ahead, let him swing away.
You got Hicks at first and got good speed. I just anticipated a bunt there. Dozier takes a strike 1-1. If Gibson had put the ball on the ground any place, Hicks was going to go to second.
Well, if Escobar stays where he's supposed to stay, Hicks would have got to second, and then they throw Gibson kind of like a swinging bunt.
Yeah. 1-1 to Dozier, and he lifts one foul, tracked by Sandoval and Crawford, but it's out of play. 1-2 to Dozier. Twins have had some great scoring opportunities here with first and third and 1 out in the 4th. They had Dozier at second after the first pitch of the ball game and didn't get him in.
Oh, Dozier himself got picked off.
1-2. And another one gets away. And the runners are at second and third now with 2 away. Another wild pitch. Tim Lincecum, frankly, has been horrible out there tonight.
A second wild pitch of the inning for Lincecum. Sandoval taking a beating Well, he's got to turn that glove around. He tried to trap that ball.
A hit to the outfield might tie the game up. Gibson, the pitcher, at second. Foul tip. And Sanchez hangs on to that one, and the Twins leave 2 in scoring position. It's still 4-2. Always like to see pitchers out there in the bases with jackets on. Now he's warming up. Our Coors timeless moment, this date back in 1997, the Twins and all of Major League Baseball retired Jackie Robinson's number 42. Mariano Rivera had number 42. I think for the Twins, Michael Jackson,
right?
Mike Jackson had number 42. They could continue to wear it, but then no new players would be issued that number. And up until last year, Rivera continued to wear it, and now it officially is retired in Major League Baseball, except on that one day when everybody wears it.
In honor of Jackie.
Hector Sanchez, sore hand and all, will lead things off in the 4th against Kyle Gibson. Slow breaking ball over for a strike. Gibson's been troubled by giving up leadoff extra base hits. A double led to a 3-run first inning. A triple added another run to the Giants in their 3rd inning. Swing and a miss, 2 strikes. Sanchez, Crawford, and Hicks here in the Giants' 4th. Pitch count pretty good for Gibson. 51 on the night. And he puts away Sanchez very quickly.
That looked like the changeup right there. Gibson picks up his 3rd strikeout.
1 down, and now Brandon Crawford. Crawford hit a fly ball to Hicks his first time up. In front of the breaking ball, strike 1. Twins were here back in 2011. Bouncer right side and over the bag, but foul. I guess if had it been over the bag, it would have been fair, but it was ruled wide of the bag. 2 strikes.
Yeah, Gibson, or excuse me, the Twins were first here in 2003. Then the Giants came our way at the Metrodome back in 2005. And then 3 years ago, the Twins were here. Overall, the Twins are 4-5 against the Giants in interleague play.
3-3 here. That's to short right. Parmalee puts it away, out number 2. On this Armed Forces Day, Fox Sports Supports is especially proud to recognize the Army's Gold Star Pin campaign, which honors the families of fallen service members. To learn more, visit goldstarpins.org. 2 down on the 4th. Brandon Hicks will hit for the Giants. Wallop to left. 5-2. And Gibson, who gave up 1 home run in 45 innings coming into the game, has given up 2 here tonight.
Hicks with his 8th home run of the year. Giants second in Major League Baseball, excuse me, in the National League as far as hitting home runs, now with 57. Kind of a spinner that just hung right there. It's a 5-2 ball game.
And now Tim Lincecum standing in the box with a 3-run lead again. One strike. Lincecum made contact. In fact, he had a ground ball right over the mound, over the second base bag, but Dozier with a nice backhanded play threw him out to end the second inning. Lincecum on the year 0 for 12 with 9 strikeouts, and Gibson gets ahead of him 0-2. Very, very high. Coming into the year, Lincecum just a 115 hitter, 409 at bats, 208 strikeouts.
Hope they're swinging like that.
Like that one. Giants get another run on their 2nd home run of the night against Kyle Gibson.
Come. Twin fans, don't forget at Twin home games, you bring your Circle Me sign, something like that. You might find yourself in the Minnesota Lottery Winner's Circle, where you could win $100 worth of lottery scratch-off tickets, courtesy the Minnesota Lottery. Well, she's followed the Twins all over the place.
Joe Mauer, Trevor Plouffe, Chris Parmalee in the Twins' 5th, down again by 3. Mauer drove in a run and scored when the Twins jumped back in the game with 2 runs in the 3rd. And now the Giants have gotten the next 2 runs to make it a 5-2 game. 1 strike to Mauer. Triple to the gap in right center his last time up. Well, a bouncer up the line foul. Mauer, Plouffe, and Parmelee facing a shaky Tim Lincecum, who's thrown 77 pitches and less than half of them strikes. One and two.
Not good. Strike to ball ratio. Starting his 5th inning with a 5-2 lead.
Strikes out Mauer, but the ball gets away. No, a foul tip. Joe never left the box. He got a piece. And Sanchez doesn't believe it. He thought it was a pitch in the dirt that wasn't touched by the bat.
Let's take a look right there, Joe. The ball down. Hard to tell right there.
Sanchez reacted like it was a pitch in the dirt. Mauer reacted like he made contact. Another 1-2. Another foul ball. Lincecum actually led the National League in losses 2 years ago with 15. Then come the postseason, they moved him to the bullpen, and he was magnificent for the Giants in their run to another World Series title. Tap left side. Sandoval has to hurry, and Mauer beats it out. They had a bit of a shift on, and Sandoval, who's not known for great range at third anyway, had to make kind of an awkward throw after he fielded it. And Mauer will get a leadoff infield hit.
Well, I think he played this the best he could right here. He's playing back. He comes in, gets a short hop, sets, and then shows off a very good throwing arm. But because the ball wasn't hit very sharply, Mauer hustling out of that box and beats the throw. So Joe gets his 2nd hit of the ball game.
And now Plouffe, a walk and a ground ball to third. Asked Trevor today about his home run in San Diego, whether that's about as far as he can hit one. He said, yeah, that felt really, really good. Hit one well up into the 2nd deck at Petco Park. The longest measured home run in San Diego this year. Could use another one here in the 5th inning. He takes outside ball 1. Twins have had 3 leadoff hits in this ball game already. Inside 2-0. Dozier's leadoff double that nearly cleared the fence in the 1st inning. Dozier's leadoff single in the 3rd, and now Mauer's infield hit. Lays to the glove of Crawford, who makes a diving catch to his left.
Yeah, nice defensive play by Crawford right there. The ball hit right on the barrel of the bat. Trevor hitting that ball sharply, but Crawford diving to his left to make the catch. Nice defensive play by Crawford.
Very well struck by Trevor Plouffe. 1 down, 1 on, and here's Parmelee. Drove in the 2nd Twins run with a ground ball. Got Mauer in from 3rd with 1 out. Popped up behind 2nd. Pagan in center field with the catch. That's out number 2. And that'll bring up Suzuki.
Now batting, catcher, number 8, Kurt Suzuki.
Couple fly ball outs to be gone for Suzuki.
Suzuki looking for his first hit. And he takes a strike. It's a base hit. And Mauer will round second and hold up there. And that'll get Kubel to the plate as the tying run. And again in the 5th inning, the Twins get a couple of base runners aboard against Lincecum.
Now batting left fielder, number 13, Jason Kubel.
Good hitting right there by Suzuki. 5th hit for the Twins.
They've taken 5 walks. Got a double and a walk in the first, a pair of walks in the second, a single and a triple in the third, a couple of walks in the fourth, and now 2 singles here in the 5th. Fastball, strike 1. And obviously, Lincecum doesn't throw as hard as he did when he was winning Cy Young awards. I think we've seen one 90-mile-per-hour fastball, but generally sitting at about 88, 89.
It's a lot of off-speed pitches. There's a curveball right there.
Missing 1-1.
Kubel has 1 home run on the year. That coming in Minnesota against the Oakland A's back on April 9th.
Sliced foul, 1-2. Lincecum's been in trouble. A lot of it his own making all night long. Twins really haven't made him pay yet.
He's been walking that tightrope.
1-2 to Jason Kubel. 2-2.
Lincecum, number 1 pick by the Giants back in 2006 out of the University of Washington. 8th season with the Giants.
In the dirt, 3-2. So now the runners who can use every edge they can get here, Mauer at second, Suzuki at first, will be able to leave early. Suzuki, a pretty good base runner, has got decent speed. And Mauer, you can say the same for him, but every little bit will help here if Kubel can get a hit to the outfield. Escobar on deck. Full count to Jason Kubel. Ball 4. They're loaded up for Escobar.
And the 6th walk of the ball game for Lincecum. Walking Kubel for the 2nd time. Dave Righetti making his 2nd trip out to the mound in this ball game.
Just the beginning bullpen activity for George Contos.
Contos just getting called up when Casilla was put on a disabled list.
Now the meeting of the on the mound broken up by Angel Campos. Escobar came into the game with 89 at bats and 4 walks. And Lincecum has walked him twice, I think, on a total of 9 pitches.
You would think that 6 walks would be a career high. Lincecum twice in his career has walked 7 in a ball game.
Big spot here for Escobar. 30 hits on the year for Escobar and a dozen doubles. And number 13 here might get the game tied. Strike one. He's just trying to spin the ball up there and pitch to the corners and survive here tonight. Tapper right side. And Posey to the bag. And the Twins leave 3 on in the 5th. And the 3-run lead survives. Fans of the game hoping for a Twins comeback. They've certainly had their chances. The difference is the Giants have hit a couple over the fence and the Twins have not.
Yeah, Twins have left 8 men on in the first 5 innings. Left the bases loaded there in the 5th.
60 pitches for Kyle Gibson. He's given up runs in 3 of the 4 innings, and now in the 5th, Pagan will lead things off. He's already got a double and a triple. 1-0. Pagan kind of ambushed Gibson in the 3rd inning, jumped on the first pitch and hit a triple. The drive down the left field line, slicing away from Jason Kubel. Kubel with a late dive for it. The ball got by him to the corner. 3-0 with Pence on deck.
Yeah, since coming over from the Mets, Pagan has done a good job in that leadoff role for the Giants. Came up with the Cubs, spent time with the Mets in his 3rd season with the Giants. 280 plus hitter. Takes a strike.
Doesn't walk that much. 13 walks, 1 of them intentional, but that's almost an archaic way of thinking about leadoff batters these days. A guy who draws a lot of walks. There's strike 2. You know, it used to be that was the ideal, but more and more you see leadoff men more like Pagan. I was going to say Brian Dozier, but Dozier draws a lot of walks. He just happens to strike out a lot. You'd like to have an on-base guy hitting leadoff, and Dozier, with his batting average coming up, has become a high on-base guy. Mauer is. With the speed guy that you put on the top of the lineup, those aren't as prevalent as they used to be. The ball grounded foul.
Well, a lot of fans here in the Bay Area got to watch the best leadoff hitter, I think, ever, Ricky Henderson. do his thing over in Oakland.
But Pagan can steal a base. He's 9 for 11 in stolen bases. Full count. The leadoff man here in the Giants' 5th. To Dozier. That ball might have come up on him a little bit. 1 away. And that'll bring up Hunter Pence. Big series coming up over the 4th of July weekend against Derek Jeter and the Yankees. Jeter kind of going through a swan song year. It's July 3rd through the 6th. In addition to the games, fans will be treated to a fireworks show, 2 very special bobblehead giveaways, and a moving tribute to military members past and present throughout Twins territory. It's the 4th of July weekend. Escobar firing across. Pence retired 2 away. And you know where to go for ticket information. Call 800-33-TWINS or go online, twinsbaseball.com.
Well, this is a Gibson we saw in his last start. A lot of ground ball outs. In his last start, Gibson had 13 ground ball outs of the 21, only 4 flyouts. Too many fly ball outs early in the ball game. Now the last couple balls hit on the ground.
Well, we talked about Pagan and his first pitch triple. Really, the damage has been done here on some hitters going after Gibson's first pitch. Sandoval's home run with 2 men on was a first pitch fastball. Pagan's leadoff triple in the 3rd and the first pitch, and Hicks tattooed a first pitch offering from Gibson for his solo home run. So yeah, it's important to get ahead, but you want to make sure you're throwing a quality strike, right?
Exactly. Yeah, that ball to Sandoval, I don't know what he was thinking. That ball ended up right there, which is going to happen.
1-1. And then to the backstop.
Well, no walks for Gibson. 4 strikeouts. That being Morse right there. Strikeout there. Changeup. Another good changeup. Good location. So he's mixing in all 3 of his pitches.
High hop for Escobar. 3 ground ball outs and a clean 1-2-3 5th inning for Kyle Gibson. AT&T fan photo of the game submitted by a Chris, who was out at a golf course in the area here yesterday and took a picture of you and me out on Half Moon Bay.
Yeah, we had a great time.
Brought to you by AT&T. It was a beautiful day.
Yeah, beautiful view.
Chris, our director tonight, he was playing golf with us. So was our producer, John Strope. Here's Aaron Hicks leading off the 6th inning. Hicks with a strikeout and a walk, and he bunts it foul. I have a cardiologist whose job it is to make sure that I see my grandchildren. He does a very good job. His name is Andrew McGinn. And you have to make sure you don't tell my cardiologist where we stopped on the way back from golf yesterday. Okay?
Okay, I will not.
One strike to Hicks.
But they were good.
We saw a sign. There's a regional a burger place out here, In-N-Out Burger. And I think they're coming to Minnesota too. Didn't we determine that they're coming to a
what we heard? Yes.
And there was one sign that had In-N-Out Burgers
and Krispy
Kreme on the same sign. Yep. And they turns out to two different establishments right next to each other. So we sampled them both. And we're not to tell Dr. McGinn about what I did yesterday after.
I will not say a word to him.
2-1 to Hicks. Then the pitcher spot. Hicks fouls it back 2-2. Twins have had 3 leadoff hits. They've taken 6 walks. It's been a mess of a game by Lincecum.
Yeah, this will be pitch number 100.
2-2. 3-2.
48 strikes.
Yikes.
Out of 100.
Gibson in the on deck circle. I would think his chances of hitting would be small. Tap to the right side, right near the bag. Posey with an easy play, 1 down. And Gibson called back to the dugout.
Let's take a look at Lincecum's delivery as Kyle Gibson's night is done. This is what his father worked on him when he was a young kid. Fly open and then make sure you follow through. Working off that first base side of the pitching rubber. See, this is one reason I didn't particularly care to pitch in a National League, because Gibson, you know what, it's a week between starts. Maybe that's why he gave up so many fly ball outs. A little strong. But then he started to wear down a little bit. The last inning, all ground ball outs. It's tough sometimes when you're a sinker ball pitcher and you have that much time off because of the couple off days the Twins had over the last week.
Batter is Nunez, and he making a pinch hitting appearance here with 1 out in the 6th. 1-0 to Nunez.
Nunez 0 for 1 as a pinch hitter.
Sandoval sits down to field the grounder and throws him out.
Yeah, Sandoval, former catcher, showing off that arm he's got over there.
Everybody can afford to smile about that. It looked like he fielded the ball in the seat of his pants.
Watch Sandoval right here going to his right. Just kind of fell. Sandoval.
2 down in the 6th.
A rocket of an arm he has.
And now Dozier inside, ball 1. Dozier with a double and a single, and then a strikeout in a key spot. Twins had 2 runners in scoring position and 2 out. And Dozier swung through a curveball by Lincecum, and there's a fastball and a strike, 1-1. Chopped foul, 1-2. Matt Guerrero was warming up earlier, but now it's Caleb Thielbar warming up in the Twins pen. Looks like Thielbar will pitch next. One and 2 to Dozier. Dozier hanging with that breaking ball this time and putting the barrel of the bat on it. breaking ball hammered foul. You know, we talk about the difficulty of National League pitchers coming over to the American League. What you just talked about, why you didn't like the National League rules, has got to be an adjustment for any American League pitcher, Francisco Liriano, for instance, to come over to this league because of what has happened to Kyle Gibson. Now, Gibson didn't pitch particularly well, but he's very much in the ball game. The pitch count reasonable, but he's out, has no chance of winning the ball game because his team's behind.
Right.
2-2.
Well, what that does too, it puts more burden on that bullpen.
Right.
I mean, Gibson hit right there. If he makes an out, okay, maybe he can go a couple more innings before he's asked to be pinch hit for it.
Dozier protecting the plate. Still talking it over with Kurt Suzuki. And boy, if there were 3 pitches that Gibson could take back, you can't, of course, but it would be the first pitches to Sandoval in the first, Pagan in the third, and Hicks in the fourth. 2 home runs and a triple. Nice at bat here for Dozier.
Even though Lincecum has walked 6, he's been able to get that big out when he's needed it. Escobar last inning, 2 outs, bases loaded, ended up grounding out.
Popped up to center. And Pagan over in the gap. And Lincecum has his first 1-2-3 inning. North is presented by Toyota. Let's go places. To find your nearest Toyota dealer and check out our current offers, visit buyatoyota.com. By Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, for the everyday competitor in all of us. And by McDonald's, where right now you can score a delicious creamy McCafe iced coffee starting at just $1.59. Giants with a 5-2 lead, and we're heading to the 6th inning, bottom of the 6th inning, and Caleb Thielbar will come in and pitch to Pablo Sandoval.
Yeah, Caleb making his 19th relief appearance. 13 hits in 14 innings pitched so far. 4 walks, 1 intentional with 10 strikeouts. He last worked Sunday at Target Field against Seattle.
Sandoval, Morse, and Sanchez. Sandoval with the biggest swing of the night as a left-handed batter. 3-run homer. It was from this side of the plate, or no, the other side of the plate. I guess he did all the damage against Justin Verlander in the World Series a couple years ago.
Struggling a little bit as a right-handed hitter. They said he's starting to swing a little bit better, but came Coming into this at bat, hitting only 159 as a right-handed hitter.
Poke foul. 1-2. You know, it's the downside of Ron Gardenhire wanting an extra position player for these National League games, because you do necessarily try to get through the period of time with one less relief pitcher. So it does force you to do what maybe Bruce Bochy did in the 6th inning. Lincecum not sharp by any means, but he did get an extra inning from him and was able to save 1 inning from the bullpen because he just let his starter pitch 1 more inning. 2-2 to Sandoval, and a foul tip. Suzuki with a soft glove hangs on to it, 1 away. Michael Morris, the batter. 0 for 2, a strikeout and a fly ball against Kyle Gibson. Slow breaking ball over for a strike.
A good curveball right there by Theobar.
Bounce to third. Plouffe gobbles it up. 2 down. And that'll bring up Hector Sanchez. You know, all the numbers except the ERA, and I guess within that the earned runs allowed, are still pretty good for Theobar. Opponents hitting just .265 against him.
Well, he had that one outing a week ago against Seattle where he gave up 3 runs in that third of an inning, and as a reliever you have one of those type of innings, that ERA jumps up quickly.
Sanchez waits and taps it foul. All right, so let's look at Gibson. He retired 9 of the last 10 batters he faced, the exception being the Hicks home run. And as you said, he got off to a rough start, maybe with some extra days between starts. His sinker wasn't sinking as much, and maybe that kind of took care of itself over time.
You know what, Dick? I noticed that when I was in the National League, because you have a 5-6 man rotation with the Pirates when I was there. You were pitching once a week. When you feel the first couple, 3-4 innings, you could throw that ball through a brick wall, and then you start to say tire out a little bit, and your ball moves a little bit. The breaking ball's a little sharper. You're not trying to overthrow it. It's tough when you are out there once a week. And that's what happened, I believe, to Kyle. Left some pitches up, but as he kind of wore down a little bit, he pitched a lot better over the last 3 innings.
Inning or 2 ago, the Twins announced that they are flip-flopping their starters for the rest of this series again. Swing and a miss, foul tip. Suzuki hangs on. Tomorrow it'll be Samuel DeDuno. Then on Sunday, Ricky Nolasco. with the Giants striking early.
Sandoval hitting a 3-run home run in the bottom of the first inning. Gave the Giants a 3-0 lead. Joe Mauer with his first triple of the year scored Brian Dozier. Made it a 3-1 ball game. Mauer later scored, made it 3-2. A home run by Brandon Hicks made it a 5-2 game, and that's where we're at. Jim Lincecum worked 6 innings, walked 6, struck out 4, and basically a tightrope for 5 innings, and then had a 1-2-3-6. He's out of the ball game. Jeremy Affeldt coming into the game, making his 17th relief appearance.
Another good year for Affeldt. He'll face Mauer, Plouffe, and Parmalee here in the 7th. Gregor Blanco also in the ball game now for the Giants in left field. We assume it's a double switch, and it is announced as such here in the booth. So the pitcher spot now will be in what was Morse's spot, the 5th spot. Mauer, Plouffe, and Parmalee. And strike 1. Joe with an RBI triple in the 3rd, scored a run a few moments later, and then an infield hit in the 5th. We're talking about the number 1 and number 2 hitters for the Twins, and the intended middle of the lineup should be coming back soon. Arcia and Willingham, and you'd like to think they'll come back and be able to contribute in the middle of the lineup and do what middle of the lineup guys do, and that is hit home runs. But now you look at this, and here's Mauer, career 400 on base guy, and Dozier's right behind him this year, with Dozier's batting average coming up on a nightly basis through this road trip. Dozier's on base percentage climbing, coming into the game today at .370. So if you can have a couple of guys with on base percentages of right around 40 hitting in front of a potent middle of the lineup, well, that you'd like to think would help the run production. Both Dozier and Mauer draw a lot of walks, and that might be right around the corner here.
On paper, that's what you look at, and you hope that Willingham and Arcia come back healthy, swinging the bat well, driving those guys in.
2-2 to Mauer. High hopper over the mound. Barehanded nicely by Hicks, who retires Mauer with a fine play.
Yeah, very nice play right there. That high chopper over the mound of Affeldt. And Hicks has one play, and that's the barehanded and get Mauer out at first.
So Affeldt kind of fall awkwardly on the mound as he came down from the leap. 1 down. Here's Plouffe. 0 for 2, lined out his last time up. And Affeldt hits the outside corner, strike 1. That was a big catch, as it turned out, by Brandon Crawford because of what came after. Parmalee hit a fly ball to center, but then Suzuki singled, Kubel walked. The Twins filled the bases but left them full. 1-1. It was the hardest hit ball of the inning, and Crawford made a nice play on it for the first out of the inning. And he'll catch that one too. Trevor barely got out of the batter's box. He's hit 2 line drives to Crawford. 2 away.
Both those line drives right on the button off the bat of Trevor Plouffe.
Now Parmalee 0 for 3 with a run batted in. His ground ball to Hicks in the 3rd scored Mauer from 3rd base. Hits are even at 5 apiece, but the Giants have the only 2 home runs. Strike 1 to Parmalee. Naturally, with RC and Willingham hopefully soon to rejoin the ball club. Someone's got to go back to Rochester. Parmalee is in the mind of manager Ron Gardenhire, an above average outfielder. With accurate arm, and we've seen Parmalee make some really nice catches in right field, and then of course you've got the option of Parmalee also playing some at first base.
We talked about, players being out of position. Parmalee, first baseman, now asked to play the outfield.
2-1 and strike 2-2. You would think that, assuming RC and Willingham come back, the Twins might have to decide whether Parmalee stays or Chris Colabello stays. You have a right-handed combination player. Parmalee's going to need a new bat in Colabello, and Parmalee does pretty much the same thing from the left side. Two and two to Parmalee.
Those are the decisions the front office and Gardy will make.
And Parmalee down the line has a base hit. A 2-out single in the 7th, and that'll bring Suzuki to the plate.
Good piece of hitting right there by Chris, just taking that ball the other way. High fastball.
MLB.TV Premium is the #1 live streaming sports service that keeps you in touch with your favorite teams 24 hours a day. Join the millions of subscribers who can watch every out-of-market game streamed live online or on the go in true high definition on more than 400 devices. Visit twinsbaseball.com for details. Suzuki with a single his last time up. Tapper to Joe Vavra. 1 strike. Breaking ball gets a foul tip. 2 strikes.
He'll find a home here in San Francisco. Came up with the Royals back in 2002. Remember, the Royals started him, and then he had some finger problems, some nail problems. He's in his 6th season here now in San Francisco.
Hasn't started 1 game. For that matter, hasn't started a game since he left the Royals. Suzuki way out in front of the off-speed pitch. Parmalee left the board, and we head to the home half of the 7th with the Giants up by 3. A really good bullpen. It's 5-2 San Francisco. Here's some Major League Baseball news and notes. Clayton Kershaw working his way back into prominence. 3-1 on the year. Nolan Arenado breaks a finger, and it doesn't look like he'll be able to, well, I suppose there's a chance in a couple of months he'd be able to come back and play against the Twins.
Bryce Harper, there's been numerous guys, 3 or 4 guys that have broken their fingers diving into bases.
Yeah. And then Adam Dunn with a walk-off home run against the Yankees. And David Robertson, Brandon Crawford leads it off against Caleb Thielbar, and there's a belt-high strike on a breaking ball.
Yeah, only one time this year Thielbar has worked 2 innings. So looking to get his second worth of innings in. The other outing back on April 9th against the Oakland A's, he worked 2 shutout innings.
To right center field. Parmalee with a diving attempt, and it'll go to the deepest part of the park, and we'll have our 3rd triple of the game. Another leadoff triple. This one by Brandon Crawford. Pagan got one in the 3rd.
Boy, there's so much room out there in right center. That high breaking ball right there. Crawford puts a good swing on it. Parmalee diving for it, but cannot catch up to it. And it's Aaron Hicks who has to retrieve the ball and get it back in.
Already down by 3. The Twins will bring the infield in here in the 7th for Brandon Hicks.
Well, for Crawford, his 3rd triple of the year.
Hicks crushed a Gibson offering for a home run his last time up. Ball 1. With the double switch, it's Blanco who's in the on-deck circle, not the pitcher spot. Popped up right field. That's driven to the gap again. This time Parmalee's there for the catch, and Crawford can walk home with the 6th San Francisco run.
And Hicks does his job. He drives in his 19th run, his 2nd run of the ball game. It's a 6-2 ball game.
Leadoff triples typically score, and in essence we've had 3 of them here. At least 3 triples with nobody out in an inning, and all 3 have come in to score. Here's Blanco.
Blanco in his 3rd season with the Giants.
Strike on the outside corner.
Played for the Braves or Royals, now here in San Francisco.
Twins would like Thielbar to get through this inning because the pitcher spot is due up 4th in the 8th. Fouled away, 2 strikes.
Blanco hitting only 148, 8 hits in 57 at bats.
Out number 2.
Thielbar picks up his 3rd strikeout.
And we'll bring up Pagan. Tomorrow a full day of MLB action, beginning with the Rangers taking on the Tigers on Fox Sports 1. Then the season premiere of Baseball Night in America on Fox as the Cardinals battle the Reds, the Royals square off against the Angels, or the Nationals take on the Pirates. Our MLB doubleheader begins tomorrow at 2:30 Central on Fox Sports 1. Continues at 6 p.m. Central on Fox. Don't forget about Twins and Giants at 9 o'clock tomorrow. Here's Pagan. Strike on the outside corner.
Pagan now hitting as a right-hander. Came in hitting .317. Now as a right-hander, .311 as a lefty. So hitting well from both sides of the plate.
Bouncer to second. Dozier shuffles his feet, gets in front of it. And the Giants had another run in the 7th against Caleb Thielbar and now lead 6-2.
Davis back in the lineup.
Yes, it is. Another left-hander, Javier Lopez, comes out of the Giant bullpen.
Now Lopez in his 5th season with the Giants. He's pitched for the Rockies, the Diamondbacks, the Red Sox, the Pirates.
First, Colabello will pinch hit for Jason Kubel with the left-hander on the mound. Kubel had walked twice and bounced to short. Strike one to Colabello, whose average has slipped down into the 230s. Tapper up the line, foul.
Well, very good bullpen here in San Francisco.
13 of their wins registered by the bullpen. 16 by the starting staff. You saw Colabello with 30 runs batted in, 27 of them in April. And we're getting into pretty deep into May here, and he's had just 3 runs batted in. If you're a baseball fan out here in the Bay Area, you've got the team with the best record in the National League playing on this side of the Bay, and the team with the best record in the American League on the other side. In the dirt to Colabello, 1-2. Colabello, Escobar, and Hicks, a couple of switch hitters behind Colabello. Strikeout. And for Colabello, his 50th strikeout of the year. 1 down. Car Soup Trivia. I'm guessing Greg Maddux is one of the guys. Probably won one with the Braves or with the Cubs. Was the only? There's only one, I guess, and it is Greg Maddux. I thought the question asked for 2, but it was 2 different teams. Yeah, with the Cubs, and then in his first year with the Braves. Here's Escobar. Inside, ball 1. Chopper foul.
I was thinking about that. I was thinking of Gaylord Perry because I know he won one with Cleveland and then went to San Diego. I believe he won one in San Diego. But
well, San Francisco, right?
Did he win it here in San Fran?
I think so. But for a while, wasn't he the answer to the trivia question, the only man to win a Cy Young in each league, because they didn't split him until, what, 1967, I believe? Here's Escobar driving one to center. And Pagan going back. Escobar hard off the wall in center field. He's got a double. His 13th of the year. How many times on a cool evening that, like we have here tonight, is somebody going to burn the center fielder here at AT&T? But Escobar did it.
Well, ball down in the strike zone. Escobar uppercut swing. Pagan with good speed. He turns and goes straight back where he thought that ball was and ends up being over his head, high off the wall, almost out of the ballpark.
Escobar finally getting his chance to play every day, and now on FoxSportsNorth.com, Tyler Mason says Escobar's taking advantage at the plate, even while being moved around the infield. Here's Hicks. 0 for 2 with a walk. Inside, ball 1. Hicks doing much better from the right side of the plate. You see Pinto in the on-deck circle hitting in the pitcher spot. And that is outside, 2-0.
Very seldom Lopez is asked to work a whole inning. Showed you the numbers earlier. This is his 18th relief appearance. Coming into this outing, only 8 innings pitched. in 17 previous relief appearances.
2-0. 3-0. Earlier we were talking about on-base percentage and how important it is on a player's stat line, speaking specifically of Dozier and Mauer. And we all know Hicks has struggled hitting, but from the right side of the plate, his batting average is .250. He's got 10 hits, but he's got 9 walks. So he's got an on-base percentage from this side of the plate of .388, which is very good. And he'll improve it again with another walk.
That draws his second walk of the night.
And now Pinto has a chance to make everybody here at AT&T Park squirm a little bit, and that's going to bring Boshi out for a pitching change.
So Lopez does not work a full inning.
So we'll take a pitching change with the Twins putting together yet another threat. 1 out and 2 on in the 8th. Wine, Women, and Baseball's back this year, and the first event coming up Tuesday. Enjoy Pamper Yourself stations, light appetizers, very much unlike the double-doubles we had yesterday at In-N-Out Burger.
Probably have some Krispy Kremes there.
And desserts, a wine tasting, and a gift to take with you. It all happens before the game at the Graves 601 Hotel, a block from Target Field. Go to twinsbaseball.com or get more info over the phone, 800-33-TWINS. Big spot here now for Josmil Pinto, who will face Jean Mache.
Yeah, Mache having a heck of a year out of their bullpen, making his 23rd relief appearance, 19 strikeouts in 22 1/3 innings, and allowed only 15 hits in his 3rd season with the Giants.
Pinto 0 for 2 as a pinch hitter, and he takes strike 1. Impressively, Mache has not given up a home run, and that is exactly what the Twins need from Pinto here to get into the game, or a hit of some sort to get the lineup rolled over and let Dozier, Mauer, and Plouffe get some work done here in the 8th. Double playground, 6-4-3. Mache gets the job done. 2 pitches, 2 outs, and we head to the bottom of the 8th. Tom Hanneman and Matt Guerrero out of the Twins bullpen to pitch to the Giants in the bottom of the 8th.
Matt making his 5th relief appearance since being called up back on May 7th.
Of course, Colabello is in right field now, with Parmelee moving over to left. And the count 1-1. What the Twins would like to do here in the coming weeks is hand Guerrero similar workload that he had in his first stint with the Twins, and see if the results are there, and then physically whether he can handle it. Breaking ball up and away. 2-2.
Matt, of course, with the Twins from 2004 to 2010, then left as a free agent to the Dodgers.
Backhanded by Mauer. Rare. One away. Twins are down by 4 runs here in the 8th inning, but you can imagine their curiosity if the Twins were leading 6-2 in the 8th inning. If Guerrero were handed a situation like this, if he could handle it as well as he did in his first stint, well, then certainly he's worthy of taking a spot in the bullpen moving forward. That was the idea all along when the Twins signed him, realizing that with his shoulder issues last year that, going to be a little behind everybody else in spring training. 1-1 and a pop-up backing out of play.
Well, I remember in spring training they gave him opportunities, and then they ended up releasing him, and really no other club out there, so he re-signed with the Twins.
Right.
Started the season in Double-A, then went up to Triple-A, and then called up on May 7th.
And it wasn't a shoulder, it was the forearm strain that he had last year. It wasn't shoulder related at all. 2 strikes. To center. And Hicks has it, out number 2. Century link to what's next. It will be Samuel DeDuno tomorrow against Ryan Vogelsong. We're getting word now that it was just a miscommunication that the Twins had always intended to have DeDuno start tomorrow and Nolasco on Sunday. And the miscommunication wasn't discovered until the game had started here tonight. But DeDuno knew all along he was going to get the second game of the series, and Nolasco knew it was going to be his turn to start on Sunday.
Oh, it's so funny now. There's 3 different pitchers for the Twins pitching this series, but 3 years ago when the Twins visited here, they're facing the same 3 starters in Lincecum, Vaughn, and Vogelsong, and Baumgartner.
1-0 to Sandoval, back as a left-handed batter. Sandoval's first pitch 3-run home run in the first inning that got this game started on a sour note for the Twins. Tap foul.
There's DeDuno. It's funny, as a game starts to wind down and people start to leave, all of a sudden here come all the Seagulls.
I noticed that too. And a strike call, 2-2. And Sandoval reaches across the plate and flips one foul. the goggles really necessary for the dog? Mauer gets another chance. He'll go to the bag himself, and a nice 1-2-3 inning for Matt Guerrero. We'll see if the Twins can do something about this 6-2 game in the ninth. Giants returning home after an odd road stop in Colorado. And they are leading in their homestand opener 6-2 to the Twins. Mache still in the ball game. And Joaquin Arias in at third base. It'll be the top of the Twins lineup. Dozier, Mauer, and Plouffe trying to get something going here. They can get Sergio Romo, the closer, into the ball game here. That would be fine. He's warming up down in the Giants bullpen as we speak. If Mache finishes this inning, he will get credit for a save, not because of any situation that might be created here in the ninth, but he was facing the Twins in the eighth inning, runners at first and second, and the tying run was in the on-deck circle. 2 strikes to Dozier, who doubled off the top of the fence and left.
And Mache has 1 of the 17 saves out of that bullpen.
Dozier with a double and a single so far on the night. Taps it foul. Twins out hitting the Giants 7-6, but they're down by plenty. Two strikes. I tell you what, Sanchez has been absolutely beaten up here tonight. First from Lincecum. And if Bruce Bochy moves Buster Posey back behind the plate tomorrow, Sanchez might say, fine, you can have it.
Well, he wanted that ball down. That ball was down. Just landed in front of home plate.
Back to Mache. Dozier retired, 1 away. And that'll bring up Mauer. Mauer 2 for 4. Rifled a triple to the gap in right center. That drove in a run in the third. He also got an infield hit in the fifth. strike call.
Yeah, Machi, 32 years old. Giants kind of got lucky with him. He's kind of a starter in the minor leagues for numerous organizations. Phillies, Tampa Bay, Toronto, Pittsburgh. Signed with the Giants. They put him in the bullpen. He's done a good job. Last year he had a very good year out of that bullpen. A speed pitch right there. Clips the corner.
0-2. And a fastball gets Mauer to strike out, 2 down.
Boy, per fastball at 93 in a perfect spot. Archie picks up his second strikeout. Excuse me, his first.
Trevor Plouffe with 2 gone in the 9th inning. Trevor 0 for 3, but he's hit 2 bullets to the shortstop Crawford in his last 2 at bats. Inside, ball 1. We were talking before about Dozier and Mauer in the first 2 Twin spots, and well, the fact of the matter is Trevor Plouffe has swung the bat like a third-place hitter too.
Yeah, and he says he likes that spot too, which is very good.
A couple of weeks ago, I asked Ron Gardenhire if he had a different leadoff hitter, where would he like to hit Brian Dozier, and he said third, but this seems to be working okay. Plouffe's gotten a lot of big hits, a lot of extra base hits, just the 3 home runs, but 29 runs batted in. Tapper to short. Crawford has an easier play, and Plouffe is out to end the ball game. Giants have the best record in the National League, and in a variety of ways they showed the Twins why. They got a wobbly start from their starter, but still won.
They had some opportunities against Tim Lincecum. He walked that tightrope and able to pick up the win. Good job by their bullpen. 3 shutout innings.
Tom Hanneman, the Twins won 2 games in San Diego, stepping up in class against the Giants in the first game, went to San Francisco.